Yo, yo, back again,
Back
man.
again, live. How we doing?
Doing good, man. The Matrix is, sending its cyber attacks, trying to take us down, trying to stop us from getting to the next brick. But I'm here, I'm here, back again. Man, we're getting kind of good at these every week, man. We're really knocking them out. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. We've had some conversations, some recent conversations off air about showing up every week, and we're closing in on 20 episodes, and I reached out earlier this week, just voicing my concerns, my personal concerns of just like feeling burnout, and you were there to just reassure me that like, look, we just gotta keep pushing, every week.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you for that, and yeah, I do agree these are getting easier and easier. I think that just really the camera is the toughest part for me, to really break down that wall of like feeling vulnerable. And but I'm all for just like, you know, talking about these specific topics and giving the people our opinions. But yeah, man, good to be talking with you another week. This is episode 19 of Brick Talk. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Mel, how was yesterday? How was the Coffee and Creatives?
Coffee's with Creatives. It was good, great turnout. Packed the place out
Mm.
like always. About 50, 60 people there. Had some of my photographer friends show up. Some film people show up. So it was a great event. It was from 2 to 4. Ended up going basically till about 5:30. After the place closed at 5. So it was great. The owner said that their sales doubled, and that's what I
Wow.
was looking to do. Use this to actually see a financial change with the businesses we do this at. So that was great to see. They were elated, the smiles, they loved it. So yeah, that was it was great. It was great, man. It was a great event.
Nice. And for those that are listening and don't really know, can you give them a little background? I know it says it in the name, Coffee and Creatives, but give them a little background on what it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I work a lot with AIGA, American Institute of Graphic Arts, the local chapter here in H Town in Houston, and what we do is different monthly events. It might be one a networking event at a coffee place or a cocktail place. Or maybe even a beer house, or sometimes we have picnics, just different things to get designers engaged. And on the surface, it kind of sounds kind of corny, um, kind of lame, which it can be at times. But what happens is, there's people who come out and they find a community. One of the biggest things with design is something I'm always preaching, which is network disparity. Having that network of other designers, other creatives to lean on, and that's what it does. It helps those who may be introverted, um, you know, connect with others and build a foundation there. So it was, yeah, it's a great event. Just come out, have a cup of coffee, pastry, and make new friends.
Love that, man. And I think for those that are, I think I can put myself in that category. I've always felt networking is like this daunting thing, although it's a necessity if you want to just, keep going in your career. But I think a coffee shop, like Coffee and Creatives, it's just like middle ground where it's just like, you don't really got to show up in a suit with your resume and all that shit. Like, yeah, sure, if you want to, but you can also just show up, and be yourself, grab a cup of coffee and start chatting, start talking to creatives in a different field and see where their heads at and pick each other's brains. And then who knows, you may leave the coffee shop with a new project on your hands, and to collaborate. I earlier this week, I watched the Lex Fridman episode with the Peter Levels guy, and they had a segment where they talked about how coffee shops, they date back, for as long as we can remember, so long, where cross seas people would meet at coffee shops and talk and discuss marine routes and all this shit. And like I think coffee shops are and forever will be like this place to connect and to discuss ideas and to really collaborate and work on shit. And I think that Coffin Creatives, like branding wise, is a perfect, place to host something like that. You're not asking them to come out to a fucking hotel lobby or a banquet hall and then
Right.
come suited up with it. It's more, it fits that vibe, I feel, and I really like that. So yeah, man, good to see you had a good turnout. If you have any footage or photos, we'll throw them up. I really liked how we did that last week for the Gensler visit. But yeah, man. But everything else going good so far this weekend?
Yeah, going good, man. You know, it's one of those things. Uh, Trying to reorganize myself, trying to find ways to enhance the creativity, make things a lot faster. I was needing to do some mock-ups for a project, and I was thinking about, man, I need the Chat GBT, or I don't know what you call it, the photo version. I don't know. It doesn't deliver how I look to. So I was thinking about reactivating my Mid Journey, and it's funny you sent me a story about the Mid Journey being a web version. Guys like us, we're always on Discord, but for everybody, getting on Discord is it's so difficult. Like, it's such a learning curve when it comes to that. How do you feel about that? This new Mid Journey update.
Yeah, man. So I think this is a good move and an essential one for them to keep up with the competitors. I think that nowadays, yes, Discord is, more people have Discord downloaded and use it as a communication method. However, I think that when I was learning about AI photo via a coworker and friend of ours, and they were instructing, okay, you download Discord, you gotta, you have a Discord bot, you use that. That's the playground, so to say, right? That's how
Yeah,
you spark ideas and you do the image generation. I think like that piece in itself can it can restrict you from even like being willing to go that route, if that makes sense. Like you have to download a whole nother app and then use that way. I think like them creating this web-based application, it'll open the doors and make it easier, more accessible for their users. And to keep up with their competitors is just essential. So uh yeah, I think this is a good move. And I'm just like looking at some of the ones they have, like an explore page. And I think both of us, we've kind of battled our ideas and in our relationships with like these AI images, over the past few months. And, we kind of have, seen it from afar and kind of sat on the sidelines, or at least I have. I haven't really dived too much into AI image generation. I think, I don't know, I kind of have like a love hate thing with it. Like I admire all the creations that I'm looking at right now. It's just really cool shit. But also like, it's also that piece where it's just like, I'd rather do something that I can come up with myself. So not knocking it at all. I think that there's definitely some creative room and some creative opportunities here. But yeah, good for them. I think this will only advance their business and make their shit better. So
yeah, yeah. I can't wait to see it, see how it works. Just Discord is just very difficult, but what I love about Discord is it it seems private. Maybe I need to do more research. I like the privacy. Um, while I know Slack is the main user, people use that for work or school or whatever. Discord is great, like being able to do screen sharing, all that. But I love the privacy aspect of it. And I saw my man, disclaimer, rated R, about to rated R for the kids out there. You know, Telegram is my my preferred choice for all my drug deals. Right, I like to go through. I like to go through Telegram, and uh, My man got locked up. You see that?
Yes,
They trying to lock
man.
up my man. Trying
Yeah,
to shut shit.
man. I gotta say, you're 2 for 2 on transitions today. Uh, yeah, man. And before we preface, this is one of our infamous comedic skits. But yes, I did see this, and people talking about it, and the reason why is because the Telegram founder Pavel Durov, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but he's always been a big advocate for freedom of speech, and he's been largely admired for that. And Telegram has leveraged themselves to be one of these like privacy encrypted spaces for people to communicate, and you're not texting iOS, where people all they can all see your text messages. But he was arrested in France when he landed in his private jet because they're getting him for charges of complicity in drug trafficking, crimes against children, and fraud, citing Telegram's alleged lack of moderation and failure to cooperate with law enforcement. Now, I think it's important. Like, it's tough, man, this line, because like Telegram is what it is. Like all these other ones try to be like they want to be these privacy things where you can guarantee that no eyes are watching you. But then again, like, you can't just sit aside and let this like shit, like all this terrible stuff happen, right? So
Yeah,
I understand where there needs to be like a line drawn. However, I don't know. Is it black and white like that? Like, is it, freedom of speech or restrictions? So it's tough. So I think that he should be freed and all that, of course, because he's always been an advocate for freedom of speech, and I think that his track record is on par for that belief
yeah,
in what he's doing with Telegram. However, I don't think it's okay for people to use Telegram to do evil shit. Like, all right, like if you want to use it to fucking sell drugs, go ahead. If you want to use it to, like bookie level shit, right? But
yeah,
but but once you start getting into the evil and like the disgusting acts, like then yes, there needs to be some sort of moderation. And that's the whole question here, right? Like, how do you draw that line? When does it become okay to monitor these conversations? So, what are your thoughts on that? Like, or should it be kind of open ended? Is it black and white? Like, should the push be for no? Like, this is the point of the app: freedom of speech. You don't monitor. Like, how is he? Is he guilty? Like, what are your thoughts here?
Well, as far as the freedom of speech, of course, I think people should. It's kind of weird, the American version of freedom of speech, what that actually means. That's kind of weird, but just overall, the general, yeah, people should be free to privacy, because they're
Mm,
not trying to get people who are says something that like some political shit, right? They're not trying to stop. Uh, well, they say they're not trying to stop people from sharing opinions or thoughts or gossip, right? They're trying to saying he's complicit with drug trafficking and all that type stuff, right? My issue is they're not against drug trafficking or crimes against children or fraud. They just want to control
mm,
like how the game move. You know what I'm saying? They're not against drug trafficking. They're the drug traffickers. They just trying to squash the competition. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? So it's not that they're really against drug dealing. You know what I'm saying? This is the game that the people in positions of power play when it comes to things like this. They claim they're stopping people from things. No, they're trying to control that too many people have access to do things. Like I'm right now on Telegram. I all the get all the videos of what's happening in Palestine. I'm seeing it all. I'm not complicit. That's what they want to stop, the sharing of real information. Like
Mhm,
today we've kind of moved into a space and we've talked about it. This podcast is a diary if you really pay attention to how spaces like Twitter, and other platforms have become more and more detached from reality and have become a space for misinformation, propaganda, just blatant lies. So stuff like Telegram and Signal are really in Discord is really the last hope. Those are the last stands where people are going to have to go to actually connect with people across the world and also share real life information. And I think that's what it's really about. The drug trafficking, come on, like drug trafficking. So if the drug dealer don't have Telegram, then what? They don't sell dope. Like what? Like
Right.
that's not stopping anything.
Right.
Crimes against children, like what? Like how many cases you saw where like, oh, we could have got it sooner if he didn't have a Telegram? Like, come on. These
Yeah.
crimes don't happen on Telegram. They happen in real life. And they're not doing the necessary things in real life so these drugs or these crimes don't happen. They're just trying to control the narrative and control like the system, the project management, because that's what Telegram is for a drug dealer. It's just a project management tool. It's Slack. It's Slack for drug deals, right? That's where drug dealers get on Slack, and they're trying to stop that. So
That's pretty good.
for all my drug dealers that I'm connected with on Telegram, y'all keep selling y'all dope. I support you. You keep doing it. Now you freakazoids out here on your child pornography and all of that, if I catch you, I'm reporting you. Just so you know, I'm snitching big time. I don't play with that. I don't support that. And me and the internet will catch you and get you freaks, you bums out of here. But drug dealers, you keep selling your dope, you keep doing your thing, free drugs for everybody, all the drugs, make everything legal, decriminalize all drugs. And this is very funny coming from a place like France. You know, France is a real scumbag country. You know, they're up there with our homeland. But yeah, how dare they in prison this good man for trying to bring us closer together, man. That's crazy, bro. What's next? Do they arrest the designer, the engineer? Where do the arrests stop? Do you arrest HR? Like, come on. Like, who's to say he's complicit? Is the CEO of McDonald's complicit for obesity? Come on, like what's going on here, bro? Like this is crazy. The
Yeah.
French, man. The
The
French.
French. Yeah, no, I I think that's hilarious. Fucking Telegram is Slack for drug dealers. I think that's gonna be the clip right there. Well, cool, man. Yeah, no, we definitely, don't support all the weird shit going on there. However, I think both of us are in support of freedom of speech. I think we'll always will be. So they got to figure out that middle ground, and figure out what's the move going forward. I don't think they should suppress spread of knowledge and what's really going on in the world. And I think that Telegram is a piece and a platform that they people respect them for doing so. However, that slimy discussing shit is not okay. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But man, we gotta wrap this one up. Let's knock out some Rex real quick. You got one this week?
A wreck this week for me. I'm gonna go with another thought that I had. I don't know if I ever mentioned this one to you before, but I have a thought, and this is inspired by Stephen Gates. Stephen Gates is a designer from New York. He worked at Citibank, a couple other places, and it's design is a blue collar profession. Did I mention this? I might have mentioned this before.
I think so,
Does
but I don't think you dove into it. But go ahead.
Yeah, we have as designers the titles, um, and also this is a shot at Jesse Nyberg. that guy off of YouTube. We'll put
Mm.
his face up. You know who he is.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, um, he, I saw a recent video. It's an old video where he discusses art versus design, and he leans more towards art. And he described um, designers as like basically tech bros. So that made me think about what Stephen Gates said about 7, 8 years ago. He came with this on a podcast called The Crazy Ones from about 8 years ago, called Design is a Blue Collar Profession. And you kind of see this with guys like Van Neistat, Tom Sachs. You kind of see this with Aaron Draplin as well, and it's I think it's the underlining theme to brick by brick and being a builder is, as a designer, it's not supposed to be these this clean profession when you're in this high rise drinking matcha lattes, um, living a good life. A design is, you're a servant, you're a carpenter. Jesus was a carpenter. We're builders, and it's about getting your hands dirty and really understanding people and connecting with people. So I think seeing design as a blue collar profession, seeing it as something that you wake up every day, get your hands dirty, in a sense, whether it's whiteboarding or sticky notes, getting your hands dirty with the work and actually being a servant. I feel like I said that last pod, but I think it's something that I want to keep reiterating to whoever may hear this, whether it's Wednesday when it drops or in the future, that to be a designer is to be a servant. It's not Silicon Valley. Design didn't start in Silicon Valley. It starts, with the people. It starts in that neighborhood. It starts when your mom wants to sell brownies at the bake sale. It starts when your dad, tells you, "Oh, go cut the lawns in the neighborhood," and now you have a little business. That's where the design starts. And I think that's something as designers we should always remember when we're building these things is really being a servant and focusing on the nitty gritty. So things like, our guy here getting locked up, or with the Midjourney new update, it all starts with getting in the minutia of the work we do.
Nice. Love that. Yeah, that's a good one. And I think that could be, applied to, you know, we were talking about designers as a blue collar profession, but really just like creators and builders. I love that. That's a strong one. Okay, cool. My rec this week, I kind of accidentally revealed it earlier, but it is the Lex Friedman, Peter Levels episode. Man, this one hit real home for me because so I watched the whole 3 hours 43 minutes. Um, to kind of not give away the whole app because I do think you should go watch it, but so some of the stuff that this guy talks about. So I followed this Peter Levels guy for a while now, just on Twitter, not really knowing too much about him. I just knew that he liked to build cool shit on the internet, and he's always been vocal about what he does and very transparent, building in public, right? One of the things, one of like the ethos that we hold close here at Brick by Brick, he encompasses. And so in this episode, he dives into his processes, AI. He just runs shit all on his own. He hires a few people here and there, but really a lot of it is just him and his laptop. And he's so like builder esque. Like it's just so cool just to hear him talk about it. And he's done this thing like 12 startups in 12 months. He's very transparent on a list of all the projects he's done, right? A lot of them's tanked, a lot of them, are still successful to this day. So yeah, my rec is go sit and watch that episode, or pull it up in the background while you're working tomorrow, whatever you want to do. I think a lot of the points that they touch on, how to learn AI, processes to go about that, starting a startup, minimalism, emails, just they touch about the working at different places, the digital nomad life, like all these things that I feel very strongly about. They touch on. So just go watch it. And I think you a lot to take from it. This guy, they talk about like the importance of just breaking down things to a minimal amount, right? So just I know I got three screens in front of me, so I'm kind of like a hypocrite here, but just like selling all your belongings, right? And just getting it down to the fucking laptop and just using the laptop and really honing in on that and as a device and just building cool shit. Like, you don't stop building cool stuff. Like nowadays we have automations and companies and applications to use. Like you can really create so much as a solo entrepreneur. Like it's insane. And like even better, like if you can find someone like relative like to your interests or your career, like me and you, like find someone who's like-minded and build cool shit together. And
Yeah,
really, like the barrier to entry nowadays, you can really do whatever you want to do. So a couple of things like to highlight that he's done, right? Like Nomad List, remote work, just some of these sites that he's done that like is super cool. He's done this interior AI thing, photo AI. He's a big one on that. You know, really cool shit. So go watch the episode. I'm not doing it justice by giving a quick spiel. Just go watch that. It's really cool. This guy seems good hearted and a real cool creative. So yeah, go watch it when you have time. And yeah, it's a good one. But that'll be it for today. Another one in the books, number 19. And yeah, we'll wait till next week to kind of dive into next topics. But yeah, that we'll end it there, man. We appreciate
definitely.
everyone for tuning in. Another one in the bank, brick by brick.
Sure.
And yeah, we'll catch y'all next week.